On the morning of February 19, 2013, Santiago Lopez, a maintenance worker at Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles, was asked to go to the roof of the hotel and check the water system, as many complaints by the guests about the hotel's low water pressure and unusual taste and color of the water flooded the hotel's administration. When he climbed the water tank to inspect, he noticed that the hatch to the main water tank was open. What he discovered when he looked down the tank was going to baffle the world for many, many years to come. Elisa Lam was born on April 30, 1991 in Vancouver, Canada. She was the eldest daughter of David and Ina Lam. She had a sister, Sarah, to whom she was reportedly close to. The two siblings had an intense love for fashion. Their parents ran a restaurant in Burnaby, British Columbia named Paul's. She had a good circle of friends and was close to her family. She was described as talkative and outgoing. She had a blog known as Etherfield, which she had started in 2010. The blog showed her interest in fashion and also showed the contemplative side of her. Quote, "You're always haunted by the idea you're wasting your life," end quote, read the epigraph of her blog and her Tumblr. In the blog, she also started to describe the health issues she had. Quote, "I've been having headaches for the past 2 days and my vision shakes when I stand. I'm not sure if it's vertigo, but definitely do not feel stable even when sitting. It also gets hard to focus at times. I can't seem to process the whole scene, almost like a tunnel vision on a handheld camera." End quote. Around this time, Lam was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and depression. Lam was a student at University Hill Secondary and the University of British Columbia and was expecting to graduate in 2016. However, at the university, her mental health began to worsen. On January of 2012, she wrote, quote, "I feel I am wasting my time compared to my fellow peers. I had a relapse at the start of the term and had to drop 2 of the 3 courses I was taking. Now I am down to 1 course and I have missed 3 weeks of classes since my sleeping pattern is completely reversed. I'm a bit defeated, for I have far too much free time and no one to spend time with. I'm checking emails, blog loving, Facebook and Tumblr all the time, and even jumped into Twitter foray. I have a short attention span and I am avoiding writing the 3 papers I owe this course. It's 2 terms. I'm very disappointed in myself for breaking down during the term, forcing me to withdraw from courses. I've been at the university for 3 years and I've only managed to complete 3 courses. It is a weariness that keeps me at standstill." End quote. After 2 years, she announced she would be leaving her blog for Tumblr. Its content was same as her blog, fashion posts, quotes, and a few posts in Lam's own word. In early 2013, Lam decided to travel to California alone. At the time, she was not enrolled in any courses and this trip was to help her recover and see the world by herself. Her trip was to start in San Diego and end on Santa Cruz. While on the trip, she was to contact her parents multiple times a day, telling them what she did and what her next plan was. And on January 26, Lam made the fateful 3-day reservation from January 28 to 31st at Stay on Main, formerly known as the Cecil Hotel. She checked in on the hotel at January 28th and was assigned a shared room with 2 others on the 5th floor. The hotel where Lam stayed, Cecil, is quite famous for many conspiracy theories and is believed to be haunted, as many dark stuff has gone on there. The hotel itself was built on 1927 and suffered significant financial difficulties during the Great Depressions of the 1930s and never quite became what the builders of the hotel first imagined, as the neighborhood around the hotel started to rot. Several of the Los Angeles' more notable murders have happened or have connections to the hotel. Serial killers Jack Unterweger and Richard Ramirez both resided at the Cecil for an extended period of time while they were active. In 1964, Goldie Osgood, the pigeon lady of Pershing Square, was raped and murdered in her room at the Cecil, a crime that has never been solved. During 50s and 60s, the hotel was a suicide spot and many people jumped from the roof of the hotel to their death. And also, according to some people, the hotel was where Black Dahlia was last seen alive. On the other hand, the hotel itself is located at Skid Row, which is not one of the flashy parts of the LA. We're getting sidetracked here. Is the building haunted? We'll leave this question up to you. After 2 days onto her stay, her roommates complained about certain odd behavior of her. After the complaints, she was moved to a separate room of her own. On January 31st, the day she was meant to check out of the hotel, she didn't check out of the hotel. In fact, during that whole day, she didn't even contact her parents. Her parents became immediately worried when she didn't call her and couldn't contact her, and they called the LAPD. On February 1st, the police visited the hotel and her family flew to Los Angeles to help the police with the search. The police searched the entire hotel beginning on February 5th. The LAPD set up a command post at the hotel lobby and organized numerous search teams. The main thing to note is that police never approached or inspected the water tanks of the hotel even though they searched the entire roof. When the detectives found no evidence, the LAPD organized numerous searches with the K9 units, but to no avail. Hotel staffs, when asked about when they last saw her, said that she was alone but couldn't recall when they saw her last time. The bookstore manager in front of the hotel was the only person that could recall seeing Elisa that day. The police distributed flyers in the hopes of getting whereabouts of Elisa, but to no avail. And on February 14th, the LAPD organized a press conference and released the video that would baffle many people across the world for years to come. Take a look at it. This video sparked numerous theories about paranormal or whether she was being hunted by someone. At this point of time, numerous complaints about the hotel's water system had started to pile up. The hotel's tanks provided water for the guest rooms, a kitchen, and a coffee shop. The complaints mostly mentioned about the color and the strange taste and odor of the water. On the morning of February 19th, the body of Elisa Lam was discovered in one of the 4 1,000-gallon tanks, naked. Her clothes and her keys were found floating in the water with her. The Los Angeles Fire Department and the LAPD were both contacted after this discovery.
The body of a Canadian woman who was missing in LA has now been found. Elisa Lam disappeared 3 weeks ago.
Yesterday, her body was found inside a water tank on top of the hotel where she had been staying.
Firefighters used their specialized tools to be able to cut the sides of the tank, remove the metal so they could as carefully remove the body for the coroner's office to conduct their investigation.
The firefighters had to cut a hole at the side of the water tank to extract her body from the tank. Immediately after, the police issued a no water order on the hotel.
Water from the tap, something the Cecil Hotel doesn't want you to see. Hotel resident Alvin Taylor helped us videotape it with a cell phone.
Yeah, smell chlorine.
Chlorine. What the city is using to flush the hotel's entire water system after the gruesome discovery of a woman's body inside one of the rooftop tanks that may have been there for as long as 2.5 weeks. 4 tanks connect to the hotel's drinking supply, and during those weeks, hundreds of residents and hotel guests have been using it.
Really turns my stomach. Just while a lot of people have left and went to another hotel. Just the thought of it for so long.
On February 21st, the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office released the cause of her death. The coroner determined that no foul play was involved. Further autopsy revealed that there was no evidence of trauma or sexual assault and ruled her death as accidental drowning with bipolar disorder contributing but no related condition. Further toxicology reports revealed that traces of drugs consistent with prescription medication found among her belongings, plus non-prescription drugs such as Sinutab and ibuprofen were present in her system. A very small quantity of alcohol, about 0.02%, was present, but no other recreational drugs were present in her system. According to the official source, the hotel's roof can be accessed by 4 different ways. There are 3 exterior fire escapes which run the entire length of the building. The 4th and final means of accessing the roof is through an interior staircase leading from the 14th floor to the roof. The rooftop access door is locked and equipped with electronic alarm system that alerts the hotel employees when opened. The alarm itself is loud enough to be heard from the 3rd and 4th floors of the hotel, and there's a separate alarm system that sounds at the hotel's front desk. The alarm can be deactivated using a key or card that is maintained by the hotel's maintenance staff only. According to the hotel staff, the alarm for rooftop was not activated in any point in January or February of 2013. Even after you get access to the rooftop, there is no direct access to the hotel's water tanks. Someone would have to climb a ladder up a platform and then squeeze through tanks and plumbing equipments to reach another narrow ladder and climb up the side of the 10-foot tall tank. It turns out that it was not the only way. Have a look at it. In the video, we can see that the person was easily able to access the roof through the fire escape without tripping any alarms. Beside the tanks, there is a building which makes it very easy to access the tank. As we saw in the video, the tank lids are supposed to be closed, but evidently not all the time. In September of 2013, Lam's parents filed a wrongful death suit claiming the hotel failed to inspect and seek out hazards in the hotel that presented an unreasonable risk of danger to Lam and other hotel guests. The hotel argued it could not have reasonably foreseen that Lam might have entered the water tanks, and since it remained unknown how Lam got to the water tank, no liability could be assigned for failing to prevent it. In 2015, the suit was dismissed, and on March of 2013, she was brought back to Canada and laid to rest. So, what is one to make all of this? How did she get there? Why was she acting so strange on the video? Why was her Tumblr posting photos even up to 11 months after her death? What is about the Lam Elisa test that was performed on her body after they found her? Let's try to uncover some truth. Elisa suffered from bipolar disorder. She was assigned to an extensive number of medication to help her cope with the disorder. According to her toxicology report, it seems that she had not taken her medications recently. The video and her toxicology report seems to indicate that she was having psychotic episodes, hallucinations, extreme manic or depressive thoughts at the time of the incident. As seen in another video, it seemed pretty easy to get access to the roof and the tanks. Since her death, her Tumblr blog was updated, presumably through Tumblr's queue option that allows posts to automatically publish themselves when the user is away. Her phone was not found either with her body or in the hotel room. She did post in her Tumblr page that her phone was lost, and the Lam Elisa test had nothing to do with Elisa Lam. The Lam Elisa is an anagram for lipoarabinomannan enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay, which is a tuberculosis test. The reason for the test was that the area she was in, Skid Row, had a tuberculosis outbreak among the homeless people around the time she disappeared. Just a strange coincidence. Elisa was alone for a long period of time before she died. Her mental state, coupled with the fact that she was not taking her medications properly, may have led to her suicidal state of mind. We may never know what was going in her mind at that period of time. On the weeks leading to her death, on her Instagram, she used to post photos of buildings from rooftops. It seems that she quite enjoyed the view. This might be the reason why she went up there. Whether she fell in the tank or she went in willingly, we may never know.